So, Roxanne, haunted houses.
Ooh.
That was as good as the actual sound effect.
I think it was.
It was pretty good. All right, so here's the deal. I had no idea until I was alerted to this earlier in the week. Do you know that Zillow, you know the website Zillow where it tells you what you're, and
Yeah.
I found Zillow to be all over the road.
They don't know.
I'll like
It is a little.
I look at my house sometimes every once in a while, and it just the numbers are all over the place. And one time they had my house like ridiculously low, and it's like, come on, just the land, just my lot is worth more than what they were saying my house was.
If you want some accurate information, I suggest you go somewhere like Celebrity Net Worth.
Yeah.
That is the worst.
Roxanne is at $15 million.
Seriously, let's look up. Bring it up. But while Fester's looking up Celebrity Net Worth and what Roxanne Wilder's net worth is right now, while Fester's doing that, did you know Zillow, the real estate appraisal website Zillow, did you know that they have a whole section on their website about haunted houses?
I had no idea.
I mean, what is this, a Scooby-Doo episode? What the? So, everything you want to know, this is an actual headline. This is an item. This is a post on the Zillow website. Everything you need to know about buying a haunted house. So, wait a minute. Zillow is acknowledging, they're saying that, oh, yes, houses are haunted. See, I don't believe in that. Roxanne, do you believe in haunted houses?
Of
course you do.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't call it haunted, but yeah, I mean, I think that there are definitely. I told you my experience that I had one time.
Do you think the headless scepter is walking around? There's like just a candelabra floating in the air.
No, not like that. Not like that.
Zoink, Scoob! It's the headless scepter.
But it's just it's like little kids when they see stuff because they're open to it. As adults, we're pretty closed to all of that kind of stuff.
I mean, you can't make this crap up. Zillow has a whole link on their website, everything you need to know about buying a haunted house. And I'll give you an example. They tell a whole story here about an individual. They list, and again, this is an article on Zillow.com. It says Marianne Bornhoft was looking up after an open house showing when she heard a faint cry. Help me. Following the cries downstairs to the basement, the veteran real estate agent ended up in front of what appeared to be a concealed door. She pushed on it, it sprang open, and a panicked woman rushed out. She told me that she went down to look at the root cellar, and the door closed behind her, says Bornhoft, who called her husband soon after from the living room to relay what had happened. As she talked, the chandelier in the room began swinging for no apparent reason, and a bathroom door closed on its own. This is on the Zillow website. I don't believe in ghosts, says Bornhoft, but I do think there are spirits among us.
As you're talking, by the way, these lights in this room are flickering.
Yeah, no, they're not.
We just don't pay our-
No, they're
Look,
not. All right, so listen. It talks about stigmatized properties. This woman is a real estate agent in Spokane, Washington, up in Washington State. But when you go deeper into this article on the Zillow website, there are little subsections where they pose a question and they give an answer. Do people seek out haunted houses to actually live in? Some people want their house to be haunted, says Noah Lee, founder of and lead investigator for Paranormal Investigators of Milwaukee.
Yeah, because they don't look at haunted as a bad thing. They look at it as just like, okay, there's some spirits in here, but they're not necessarily bad spirits.
Next, are there signs that a house might be haunted? Again, this is on the Zillow website. Some people in the real estate industry attest to having otherworldly encounters, while others scoff at the notion of ghosts. There is no such thing as haunted houses, says Andrew Allen, real estate investor and partner at Barker Hill Realty in Austin, Texas. The only thing more insane than believing in haunted houses is believing in haunted houses and wanting to live in one. For the believers, a simple checklist published by Western University in Ontario, Canada, offers signs any horror movie goer could tick off. Creaky floorboards and slamming doors when no one else is in the home. Sudden drops in temperature unrelated to open windows or vents. Pets that bark or hiss at nothing. Strange noises unconnected to people or events in the house. Spotting movement out of the corner of your eye but seeing nothing when you turn. Now, that happens quite a bit in my house, but I think that's just a visual thing. We've been in our house for about 18 years. And there are many times where I'm working in my office, and I think it happened to me last night. I'm in the living room.
Yeah, they're called floaters.
Well, maybe. Michelle, she left because of the belching, and I'm on the couch, and I'm doing my prep in the living room, watching TV, doing some prep. And last night I had what was that? And I kind of looked to the side because it was almost like I saw something. But come on, that's a brain and visual thing. I don't believe there was any spirit that decided to, it wasn't like old lady Jones, whose house I knocked down,
Old lady Jones is back.
Yeah. So, but this is on the Zillow website. They're kind of adding to the hysteria. Why would Zillow have a whole article and section on their website about haunted houses? How to determine if a house is haunted? Then there's a whole section here. Paranormal Investigators of Milwaukee, which is staffed by a volunteer group of 6 science-minded investigators, has developed a protocol for investigating supernatural claims. The group investigates an average of 4 cases a month and uses a combination of historical sleuthing and a slew of equipment. Like Dan Aykroyd setting crap up? Yeah. Come to the light, Carolyn, come to the light. So during their investigations, their PIM investigators, which is Paranormal Investigators of Milwaukee, also leave out trigger objects, strategically chosen items that are otherworldly presence might be drawn to. A crucifix, a Bible, a deck of cards, holy water, there's a company in Milwaukee that's going to homes and leaving out a crucifix and holy water?
Yes. There's a customer base for it.
They say that most of the signs that a house is haunted can be explained by light and shadows. Problems with the home's heating, electric and plumbing systems, or foundation or construction issues. Among the culprits identified during the group's investigations, falling paint chips, reflections from windows, faulty wiring, and plumbing and unsecured floor joists. We rule out normal explanations before we look for the paranormal. Ooh. Yes, Roxanne.
Okay, one of the texters says, I've lived in a haunted house for 10 years. They don't bother us. We loved the house. I was scared at first, but that changed quickly. It used to be a bordello, and Babe Ruth was said to be there at one time. And it was near the tracks, and the men from the Biltmore used to be trolleyed there for the women, telling the wives they were going to meetings.
Was that like St. Pete or something?
Clearwater. The Biltmore.
The old Biltmore, right?
Wasn't that in Clearwater?
I thought that was St. Pete. I thought the old... No, Clear. I think... Was it Clearwater?
Yeah,
didn't they finally knock that down?
They knocked it down,
yeah. Then here's another one. Look at the phones. The phones are already ringing. Should we go to the haunted house phones? Folks, do you live in a haunted house? Do you believe in haunted houses? Come on. If you want to weigh in, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Listen, the Zillow article continues. I think I bought a haunted house. Can I get rid of the ghosts? Come on, this is on the Zillow.com website. Hundreds of groups and societies, some fringe, some more mainstream, that have their own TV shows, offer services to homeowners in finding and removing ghosts. Who are you going to call? Ghostbusters!
Is this a joke on Zillow? Are they having fun?
You tell me.
I think they're just trying to appease a certain segment of home buyers.
I think I bought a haunted house. What? If you first saw it on Zillow, can I get rid of the ghosts? Then there's a whole section on getting rid of ghosts in your house. I'll read a little bit of that. Their methods range from inhaling spirits and exhaling them out over a body of water to saging and reciting prayers or biblical passages. What the hell? All right. Anyway, there's a whole say. What is a seller required to disclose about suspected ghosts? Are you kidding me?
Okay.
Zillow, in their haunted house section, what is a seller required to disclose about suspected ghosts? Real estate law varies by state and city, so ultimately, there isn't a one-size-fits-all answer when it comes to disclosing information about a home's reputation. If you ever publicly claim that a house is haunted, you're required to share the information with potential buyers.
Really?
Says Alan, the real estate investor. This is due to Stambovsky v. Ackley, a New York Supreme Court ruling commonly referred to as the Ghostbusters ruling. The ruling states that a homeowner who publicly advertises that their house is haunted by ghosts must disclose the information when selling it. Real estate agents in states like California, where the disclosure of deaths at a home must be disclosed, will sometimes include that information in a listing. Does a seller have to disclose phenomena like unexplained noises? It depends. Not every locale or state requires disclosure of events that might attach a stigma to the home. Folks, I'm not making this up. Zillow.com. Do haunted houses come with smaller price tags? So what happened to that house with the mysteriously closing door and swinging chandelier? So back to the beginning. Bornhoff says the house sat for several months without so much as a nibble from a buyer. She changed tactics after running into the home's previous owner and a house sitter who told her hair-raising stories about lights turning on by themselves, slamming doors, unexplained voices, a stream accumulating in a bathroom where no water was running. Bornhoff buried a statue of St. Jude in the yard, grabbed a Bible, and began reciting prayers as she went through the house. Bless this house and all the occupants who are in it, she said as she walked among the rooms. The next day, Bornhoff got a call from an agent whose clients eventually bought the home.
Okay.
What the? Look at the phones. Look at the haunted house phones here.
All right, your son is still on hold. He called back in
All right,
on the
hold on.
haunted house. We have like every line.
What
Jim.
is Julian going to call in on every segment today?
Seriously, pal.
Hello, Julian?
Did he hang up?
Oh, he hung up.
Yeah, must have.
All
huh?
right, there we go.
I guess so. Hold on. I'll call him back.
I've been doing a lot of reading about what happens when you die.
Yeah.
And what I read is the feeling people get is that they realize how enormous their spirit is. Like they say to themselves, how did this enormous spirit that I have fit into that earthly body? So my point being is, we don't know what's happening. I mean, there could be a lot of big spirits floating around, bouncing into.
Yeah, Julian, I went to you and you weren't there. What's up?
So, you got the name wrong. It's the headless specter, not the headless scepter.
Yeah, a scepter is like a staff.
Oh, hold on.
A sword or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Scepter's like a wand kind
all right,
of.
so
looking
Julian's
thing.
not calling to correct me. Oh, because see, there was a Scooby-Doo episode, and it was that.
Haunted House Hang Up is my favorite one.
That's right. So it's the headless specter. I'm sorry, not the headless scepter.
A scepter is like
Right.
a wand,
like a wand or a stick or
something.
something. Yeah. So, yeah, there's a Scooby-Doo episode from like 1973. Zoink, Scoob! Oh my God, it's the headless specter! All right, you happy now?
Yeah, that's better.
All right,
Thank you,
goodbye.
Julian.
All right, look at the phones.
Every line.
And then we got to get to this movie trailer. Fester says, hey, my kids want to see this movie.
Dude, we saw it last night for the first time.
You saw the commercial?
Yes.
And then Fester plays this movie trailer for me during the last commercial break. And you can't take your kids to see that movie. It looks like it's a cute dog movie, but no. All right, hold on a minute. Let me go to phones on the haunted house deal. And, man, look at everything just blew up. Melissa's in Pinellas Park. Hey, Melissa.
Hi, how are you?
We are well. Welcome. What's up?
So we totally believe in spirits because we'll be just sitting here in the house and something will move, or you'll go to pick something up and it's gone and you find it in a completely weird space. My husband and I like to think that either his father or my mother, may they rest in peace, just come to say hello. And it's been for years.
All right, what's moving in your house? Give me an example.
Okay, I'm very big on like being OCD on my knickknacks being in a certain like order and way, and
What, like little figurines or something?
yes,
All right.
we'll come downstairs in the morning and there's one of them turned around backwards.
Your husband is screwing with you, is what it is.
No, he's not, because I have cameras in my living room, and you look, and nobody has been there.
Let me ask you a question. Amongst all your figurines, do you have a whole wall in your living room with like Wizard of Oz, Franklin Mint plates?
Yeah.
No.
All right, just checking. All right. So, Melissa, who's in your home? You and your husband? Anybody else?
We had a dog. He's no longer with us, but we had a dog.
Is he haunting you now, too? Is he coming back to bark?
I hope so.
All right. Thank you, Melissa. Stacy is in Clearwater. Hey, Stacy, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Good morning.
Hi, Stacy. You're going to tell me you live in a haunted house?
No, I used to.
Oh, where? Where was this?
And I didn't. Clearwater,
Okay.
right by the tracks. Maybe not even a mile from the Biltmore where it used to be.
Wow.
And I didn't believe it was haunted at first. And the neighbors would say they would see people. So when we went to rent the house and move in, I was over there, I was cleaning, and the front screen doors broke. So you had to physically pick it up, open it, and shut it for it to work.
Right.
So I'm cleaning, and the next thing I know, I hear the tracks, the lights go off on the tracks, and the door opens, and then the door shuts. And I'm scared like crazy. I ran the heck out of there.
So you're saying did a train come by?
No, I don't think a train. I don't really know at the point right now. I just know I heard it.
Well, so you're telling me you heard like the bells for the crossing gates?
Mm-hmm.
And then then your door opens and closes all by itself.
All by itself.
Holy
I
crap.
got goose pimples. I was running out of the house, and I said, I'm not living here. Well, we'd already rented it.
I don't take this the wrong way. Have you ever done meth?
No, I have not ever done that.
I'm just listen.
I don't do any drugs.
That's not fair.
I don't even think that's a funny subject.
I'm kidding around. I'm joking.
So, I know you are. I know you are. But seriously, so we moved in the house, and little things would happen. 3:00 every morning, in the middle of the night, I would get woke up because it would be like people were just walking through the house from one end to another, walking. I'm like, what the heck?
Yep.
So when we were moving in there, it's really weird. It used to be a bordello, we were told. They used to train, trolley the rich men from the Biltmore to the...
Wait a minute.
This is the text.
Yeah, this is the text.
Oh, hold on.
Yes.
You're the texter. So, and you texted Roxanne. So you heard that Babe Ruth was once getting some action in your bordello house?
Yes, that's what the realtor told us when we moved in. They said that was like the story. That was one of the stories.
Yeah, his bat was getting some attention inside the bordello house.
Yeah.
And his balls, for that matter.
Stacey, anything else?
And the funniest thing, yes, just really quick,
Yep.
the funniest thing to ever happen, we had to repaint the whole inside because the people were there before painted it orange, yellow, green, all kind of funky colors.
Yeah.
So we stripped the entire house outside, inside. My boyfriend's a painter, so he went in, he painted the whole entire inside. We come back the next day to check the house. There is a sign perched up on top of the one door, and it said, "Beware of pickpockets and loose women." And we're like, where the heck did this sign come from?
So that like an old like a sign from the bordello suddenly showed up in your house?
Yes. And
How long ago? What year was that?
Well, I've been in this house 7 years. We lived there 10 years, so 17 years ago.
All right, so 17 years ago, this sign appears in your house, and then in what year or years, when was the home of bordello? What decade?
Oh, that, I don't know that.
Well, at Babe Ruth, it would have been, what, 1920s, 1930s?
Yeah, I don't know.
Wow, thank you, Stacy. That's kind of creepy. Let's grab Gabriel in Tampa. I'm just going to clear out these calls because we got a lot to do. Gabriel, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Good morning, guys. How you guys doing today?
Doing well. What's the story?
Hey, the Stambowski ruling that was in New York, that happened somewhere in Westchester County, I believe, I'm quoting in the Hudson area.
Yep.
And that was a true story where the original homeowner, actually sold their house, and the person who purchased it didn't know that the house was haunted, and that's where the lawsuit came about. And she ended up winning her money back for the house. And it was, and to this day, still standing.
Yeah, no, that's like New York state law. Well, listen, up on the Hudson, you said Croton on the Hudson. You got Tarrytown up there, and you got the whole headless. What's the old legend up there?
That's the old Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah,
Hollow,
the whole
yeah.
sleep, the whole,
Horseman.
yeah, the headless horseman, the whole Sleepy Hollow thing is, because I grew up in Rockland County in Nanuet, right across the Tappan Zee Bridge. Gabriel, thanks for the call. Manny is in Lakeland. Hey, Manny, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Good morning. Good morning. I actually lived in not just a haunted house, but a demonic haunted house. Yeah.
Get out.
It was that bad. It was in Tampa, Forest Hills area,
Right.
and we sold it in '07. And we didn't disclose that the house was completely demonically haunted, and and the people lived there that you could tell that they were a Catholic family. They bought the house. They were out within a year. And that house has changed hands like 12 or 13 times.
What's the worst thing then? What are you claiming? The worst thing that happened that you witnessed in the house?
All right, so two things. One, my wife came in with our young son into the house and walked into the kitchen, and every one of the doors in the kitchen cabinets were open. Every single one of them. She left that, and then every night a black mist would come out of our closet and perch up in the corner of the room and just watch us.
Manny, we've traced the call. It's coming from inside the house.
I know, exactly. It was absolutely the worst 5 years of our lives.
Holy crap!
Wow. It was, and we luckily we sold it for a great profit and got the hell out of Tampa and moved to Lakeland.
Thank you, Manny. Wow, I don't know what to believe here. We got people that are like convincing sounding. All right, thank you, Manny. All right, two more calls. Skipper. What is it, Gilligan not available?
Okay, all right.
Hi, Skipper's at Apollo Beach. Hello, Skipper.
Hello.
Hey, little buddy. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I get that all the time. Actually, the reason I was calling was to tell you that actually is Zillow and Haunted Mansion movie crossover promotion that you're talking about. You could even buy the Haunted Mansion, and the Magic Kingdom is listed on Zillow.
Oh, the new Disney movie, Haunted Mansion.
So Zillow's making a big deal about haunted mansions because of the Disney movie.
Because of the movie. I got you.
I see.
But is that good for business? You're a real estate website and you're tied into haunted houses?
I don't know.
I wouldn't think so.
Why doesn't Zillow do like a big special on houses that had like mass murders in them? How about that? Big old Zillow promotion.
That'd be
That would
cool.
work great.
Yeah, a big list of dismemberment houses. How about that? All right, Skipper, thanks for the call. All right, last call on this, so we got to move on. Kathy is in Newport Richie. Hey, Kathy, MJ Morning Show, you're up.
Hey, good morning, MJ.
Hey.
Yeah, I got a couple of things for you.
Hmm?
When we were living in Seminole, we had a little girl in the house. And it was a spirit, and we didn't know it until my husband thought it was my daughter getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning. And when he went to check on the kids, they were sleeping. So by the time he got back to bed, I guess apparently the little girl had gotten mad, and next thing you knew, everything came flying out of the closet.
Wait a minute, you're telling me everything flew out of the closet on its own?
And it was still in boxes because we had just moved in.
Stuff flew out of boxes and then literally was airborne under its own power flying out of your closet.
Yep.
All right, were you guys like doing drugs?
I wish. No, we were not.
I wish.
So then we moved to Pasco County. We moved and bought a house in Newport Richie. And then my husband's Indian, so of course he, was fooling around with Indian spirits and whatnot. Where he would swear that he saw the teepee and the Indians in the front yard. Well, and the little girl must have followed us because my youngest granddaughter, at the time when I took her in, we were sitting outside, and she turned around and she's like, "Grandma, there's monkeys in the tree." And I'm like, "Tell them to go away." And she's like, "Go away, monkeys." And she said it about 4 times. So I finally turned around and I said, "Yell at them, monkeys, go away." So she did. And I said, "Are they still there?" And she said, "No, they left."
Wow. Kathy, thanks for the call, man. Man, that's some strange calls we just had. Woo.
You think the calls are strange. The text messages are just,
Really?
I can't even get to all of them, but
All right.
someone's,